to say 3,000 a day is too much. I want to remind you, do the math. We have to arrest 7,000 every single day for the remainder of this administration, just to catch them on fight with this nation, right? And for those who say 3,000.
7,000 arrests a day just to catch up with the number of illegal immigrants being released into this country. And sanctuary cities, they make that mission nearly impossible. ICE agents have to go to homes, neighborhoods, job sites because blue cities won't let them do their job the easy way in jail. So what's the response? Do we back down? Not under Trump, not under Tom Homan. ICE is about to hit these sanctuary cities, man. They're not apologizing.
Mamdani, the likely next mayor of New York City, promised not to cooperate with you with ICE.
I want to make sure y'all hear this. Let me turn this up.
Mr. Holman, Zoran Mamdani, the likely next mayor of New York City, promised not to cooperate with you with ICE locations of any kind. Do you have a plan? Is there a plan to work around that? How are you going to handle it?
Feel like I'm at, we're going to be in New York City. And President Trump said 2 weeks ago, we're going to double down, triple down in sanctuary cities. Why? Not because we're a blue city or blue state, because we know that's where the problem is. We know they're releasing public safety threats and national security threats to the streets every day, so they don't honor anything. We know that. We don't have that problem like in Florida, where every sheriff in the state's working with us. So where we're going to send our assets, we're going to send them where the problem is. Sanctuary cities. So I've said it before, we'll flood the zone with sanctuary cities. If they don't let us arrest the bad guy in time of jail, they're going to arrest them in the community. We're going to arrest them at a work site. So we're going to increase community operation. We're going to increase the work site commercial operation. We're going to get the bad guys. So if they want to help, get out of the way. We're coming to get them.
What's odd is these places call themselves sanctuaries, but what they really are is obstruction zones. Cities that actively block ICE from removing violent offenders. Right? Obstruction zones. So now, ICE is knowing what the problem is, not to punish, but to restore order where the left created the chaos. And when a New York politician vowed to stop ICE from doing its job, Trump didn't blink. He said arrest him.
President reiterating that he could strip New York of its federal funding, while yesterday Mamdani responded to the president's threats that he'll have him arrested if Mamdani blocks ICE deportations in New York. Ultimately, it is easier for him to fan the flames of division than to acknowledge the ways in which he has betrayed those working class Americans, not just in this city, but across this country. What I fear for is that if this is what Donald Trump and his administration feel comfortable about saying about the Democratic nominee for the mayor of New York City, imagine what they feel comfortable saying and doing about immigrants whose names they don't even know. President
Yes. That right there is the difference between fake leadership, a man who understands what law and order actually means. The left thinks being loud equals being right for some reason. I'll never understand it. Trump knows that violating federal law, even as an elected official, still makes you a criminal. You don't get no pass for that. They don't care who you are. The badge don't stop for your pronouns or your platform, bro. Sorry. But what happens when the lies actually go viral? Let me show you how deep this delusion runs.
I got one thing to say, and I don't give a fuck what you think, man. Fuck anybody who believes in ICE. Fuck all of you. Fuck this whole fucking thing, this Trump administration, all this shit that's going on. Let me tell you something. The people who built this country are mostly brown people, all right? They come from other countries and they try to help, build this country so they can get money to send home to their fucking families. But look, see this fucking job I'm on a 440,000 square foot fucking building. It's fucking 3:30 in the afternoon. Usually people are going home at 8 o'clock in the fucking evening. And look, it's a fucking ghost town around here. Alright? It's a fucking ghost town. And why? Because fucking federal agents just raided the fucking building next door and they got wind of it. And these people, they can't even be on this job site without having the proper paperwork to be on this job site because our company abides by the rules, right?
Right.
But no, they're fucking picking them up, they're throwing them in paddy wagons and saying prove your citizenship, but that takes months and months and fucking months, all right? I'm fucking hot. 2 of my my guys are gone because they're fucking like, I'm not going to deal with that. They'd rather be home with their families, safe and sound, than to have ICE agents come and fuck with them. So I'm creating a new fucking thing. I'm going to call it FIRE, man. Fuck ICE. FIRE. Fuck immigration regulation enforcers. Fuck you guys. This is bullshit, and you fucking know it. Oh, they took our jobs. They took our jobs. All right, you little white boy. Get your ass out here and start throwing that iron like I did. See that decking? Waiting on you. See this concrete? Waiting on you. See the installation of this shit? Waiting on you. See that electrician work? Waiting on you. But being a little punk and blaming the brown skin person because, you know, you're upset, you're just in a cult, you love Donald Trump, and fuck you and fuck ICE. Fuck you.
You get mad because you ain't gonna.
That's your argument.
That boy be mad. He mad. He mad. He mad. So.
Okay, the networks are down, the equipment is ready, and we've crippled their supplies. Mrs. Rackman has written our check and given us the green light. We're good to finally move on that submarine and stop this threat once and for all. When you're ready, get your crew together and head back to planning.
You ever seen a city build a wall? Not to keep people out, but to keep ICE from doing the job? That's exactly what Sanctuary City is. Not a place of safety, a place where federal law is actively ignored. You can't say you love this country and then block the very agents tasked with protecting it. And they're not just like nice. They're shooting at same instance. It's rebellion.
Surrendered the pickup truck home from I-45 South Peterbilt just before 6:45 a.m. Saturday. When the truck stops, several men jump out and run. The video shows men somewhere in town toward their ambulance, chasing after them. At one point, a man wearing a vest filled with police falls to the ground. The person he's facing escapes. An officer dressed in army gear also stumbles while running after someone else. The video shows two men were detained during the operation, four others got away. The victim's owner, whose security cameras captured the video, comes to remain anonymous. He told KHOU 11 News HP informed him this was an ICE operation.
These people were simply going to work at 6 in the morning. They were going to work.
He says what happened inside his business was deeply troubling.
This is exactly the believe that it's happening and that it is happening.
The Trump administration has taken a hard-line stance on immigration.
The Trump administration is going to continue the mass deportation effort that the president promised the American public.
The ICE president says ICE is not just going to give people with records.
If you are in this country illegally, you are threatened deportation.
The victim's owner said he
That's what that's true. Somewhere confident. This is what happens when the system fails to also legal pathway. Exactly. You know what you did, so. A law of Westminster meant with laws in it. That's what you did, so. The same people who scream nobody's above the law now, I don't give you this. Because it feels good. But guess what happens in the city that you're good morning. Let's get to the big deal of what one of these suspects who were fired, who actually fired the shots, and then they were arrested. Look, we read it to the people that do that. They won't be full touch of the criminals. The Jack and Ice owners you covered many times. It's up to nearly 70%. Now we were 25% a couple weeks ago. So it'll continue. The relative gift to many women rights is skyrocketing, especially by members of Congress. We have senators, we have Congress people that compare ICE to Nazi, compare ICE to racist, and it just continues. So the public think, well, the member of Congress can attack ICE while he can't read. So the rhetoric has to stop. Or it's a matter of time for someone to, one ICE officer goes down or the other one not go down. We don't see I'm not going to go down. To be clear, so these were American citizens. These weren't illegals. They would be fired. No. Part of the country, I want to get better investigations on this, but they appear to be agitated. People that are protesting our operation, damaging our property, not back by south. Okay. Let's talk about it. We got a lot of it. 100%. That's what happened. Eventually, the chaos turned upon, and it did. It's a moment. This confirmed it. I mean, let us compare. An ICE agent shot on U.S. soil for doing his job. No headline, no protest for that, no candlelight, none of that. Because a lot of people ask community law enforcement so much. And that violence against ICE is justice. Meanwhile, the actual voters accepted our policies designed to block the rest. Oh wait, it gets worse. Because even after the shooting, Holman said that ICE is just getting started. And everything is mathematic, not political.
Everyone just said 2,000 a day or 2 months. And I remember, even that, you have to invest 7,000 every single Philippine for the remainder of this administration. This is affecting us fighting these things, right? Everyone just said 2,000.
7,000 arrests a day just to catch up with the number of illegal immigrants being released into this country. And sanctuary cities, they make that mission very impossible. ICE just have to go in homes, neighborhood job sites, because blue cities won't let them do their job the easy way in jail. So what's the response? We'll be back there. ICE is trying to get these sanctuary cities, man. They're not a part of that. I want to make sure y'all everything is there. So,
Helmet, what about Mondani, the likely next mayor of the city, promised not to cooperate with you tonight, but maybe for any time. Do you have a plan? Is there a plan to work around that? How are you going to handle it?
Well, that happened. They're going to do it next week. It's like the truck that 2 weeks ago. We're going to double down and triple down Sanctuary City. Why? Not because the blue city or blue state, because you know that's your problem. And you know there will be some public safety threats and national security threats in the streets every day if they don't have our thing. We know it. We don't have that problem at the border where every sheriff will finish with. So when we don't send our assets, we won't send them with property. Sanctuary City. So I've said it before, we'll flood the land, Sanctuary City. If they don't allow us to arrest the bad guys on the jail, we're going to arrest them in the community. We're going to arrest them at a work site. We're going to increase the operation. We're going to increase the visual. We're going to get that. So they don't have to do all of it. They're coming in.
Helmet,
what's not is these places call themselves sanctuaries, but what they really are is obstruction zones. Cities that actively block ICE from moving violent offenders. Right? Obstruction zone. So now, ICE knows what the problem is, not to punish, but to restore order what the left created the chaos. And when a New York politician vowed to stop ICE from doing its job, Trump didn't blink. He said arrest him.
President reiterating that he could strip New York of its federal funding, while yesterday Mamdani responded to the president's threats that he'll have him arrested if Mamdani blocks ICE deportations in New York. Ultimately, it is easier for him to fan the flames of division than to acknowledge the ways in which he has betrayed those working class Americans, not just in the city but across this country. What I fear for is that if this is what Donald Trump and his administration feel comfortable about saying about the Democratic nominee for the mayor of New York City, imagine if they feel comfortable saying and doing about immigrants whose names they don't even know. President reiterating.
That right there is the difference between fake leadership, a man who understands what law and order actually means. The left thinks being loud equals being right for some reason. I'll never understand it. Trump knows that violating federal law, even as an elected official, makes you a criminal. Don't get no pass for that. They don't care who you are. Your ass don't stop for your pronouns or your platform, bro. Sorry. But what happens when the lies actually go viral? Let me show you how deep this delusion runs.
I got one thing to say, and I don't give a fuck what you think, man. Fuck anybody who believes in ICE. Fuck all of you.
That boy just mad. That boy just mad because all his work is gone.
Let me tell you something. The people who built
That boy behind his work.
Alright? They come from other countries and they try to help.
That boy just mad because his money hooked up.
But look, see this fucking job on a 440,000 square foot fucking building. It's fucking 3:30 in the afternoon. Usually people are going home at 8 o'clock in the fucking evening. And look, fucking ghost town around here. Alright? The fucking ghost town. And why? Because fucking general agents just raided the fucking building next door and they got wind of it. And these people, they can't even be on this job site without having to take the proper paperwork to be on this job site because our company abides by the rules, right?
Right.
But no, they're fucking picking them up, they're throwing them in paddy wagons and saying, prove your citizenship, but that takes months and months and fucking months, alright? I'm fucking hot. 2 of my guys are gone because they're fucking like, I'm not gonna deal with that. They'd rather be home with their family, safe and sound, than to have ICE agents come and fuck with them. So I'm creating a new fucking thing. I'll call it fire, man. Fuck ICE, fire. Fuck immigration, regulation, and forestry. Fuck you guys. This is bullshit. You fucking know it. Oh, they took our jobs. They took our jobs. All right, you little white boy. Get your ass out here and start throwing that iron like I did. See that decking? Waiting on you. See the concrete? Waiting on you. See the installation of this shit? Waiting on you. See that electrician work? Waiting on you. For being a little punk and blame the brown skin person because, you know, you're upset. You're just in a cult. You love Donald Trump. And fuck you and fuck ICE. Fuck you.
Brown people built this country. That's your argument. That's your guy. First of all, ICE is for the brown agents. Second, building a wall within a great scope is the building. It protects it. Simple. And if you think hard work is a substitute for legality, I mean, no wrong thing. Until the judge gets outside. And see, it's not just false pride fueling this resistance. It's pure emotional collapse, y'all. Now I'm gonna fast forward out and see a lot of crazy screaming. So obviously sick ass here deployed. I just want to have you know some traffic coming down the street and took me out to protest the segregation of my first priority. Well, So this is what they call activism now. Gentlemen, grown men, and being represented in fall apart now. I don't know what you think about this scenario to where they had to cover his faces and stuff like that. I don't know. I really don't know. But I would say probably the activism standpoint does not hurt. Less emotional addiction and victim. Meanwhile, ICE is getting ambushed. So we're supposed to worry about a panic attack. You keep yelling, compassion. So let's look at what they're actually defending there.
No, not the 280. No, wait. Yes, correct. So going on right now. No, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not in there.
That seems like a better word.
Right there, like, what the fuck? This is serious. I'm gonna face the police. Agents taking off the contract for my center. Taking away at 100. They sold this line of work. You guys sold this line of work. I know.
Hey, so I know you've been there already, but Pooh just called and said I could come through and get a tour of Dre's studio as a thank you for what we did for him. Lamar crazy ass heard, so you know that fool gonna be there too. But it's gonna be cool. We'll do it whenever it's good for you. Man, I'm excited for this. Look, bring a friend if you like. This one gonna hit different, all right? Peace, homie.
Let's make some it's suppression. But you want to bring emotion. Look at what happened when the next one moves someone in there for 20 years.
I reached out for my husband and he's not there. I just wanted to put you back on the...
Well, family moved the floor. They're looking on the floor so we can't get away from it.
All my life, 5 years, so. The rest of that.
Decades Vanessa and her husband Noe Chavez has lived in Oklahoma and 4 kids.
He's always been by my side. He is one of the people alive. He's my best friend. He is always there with me to the end.
He is now no longer by her side. ICE agents surrounded their car, breaking the window, pulling Chavez out.
He was also that I was not here so much. They just took my husband.
Vanessa captured the aftermath on video. Saturday, while their son Andrew was with Noe at the store, he was forcefully taken. Chavez is down in the right over there. This is the Dollar General they were at when Chavez was taken from his son and his family. Look, there's still glass left over.
They smashed into the window of my car. They tried to take my son because of his skin color.
She said that when they get her husband fingerprinted just last month, he was on track to get his green card.
They had taken my husband even though we prepared comfortably. He had an immigration attorney. I talked to him for a minute, and they turned around to he had a conviction of a DUI.
We searched court records and couldn't find any charges of driving under the influence under Chavez's name.
I said, my husband does not have a conviction of a DUI.
Vanessa says he's now in the process of being deported to Guatemala, a country he hasn't been to in over 2 decades.
He's even forgetting how to speak Spanish at this point.
Leaving his heartbroken and terrified family behind.
I just told my husband, if you know, your kids' faces to tell them, you don't know when the father's coming home that he did nothing wrong, but they still took him away from his family.
The family said he's being held in Cushing, sent to go to Texas, then to Guatemala. I reached out to ICE to see the warrant itself. They said they got my request and we'll look into it. For now, the Chavez family put up a GoFundMe to help with the court costs. We'll get that $24.
20 years, no green card, no citizenship, no alternative. I'm just saying, if we put down and say like, you know, 2 decades of eviction status, this isn't about families being ripped apart. It's about families avoiding responsibility until it's too late. Like she said, people understand it's about to fuck it up. So you know, he shows up to do the job. And mom calls it, and he there.
I'm keeping my distance. I'm keeping my distance. Then you want to say okay. Also, all of you guys keep saying, that's great. That's fucking great. Throwing them in like they're fucking animals. Throwing them in like they're fucking animals.
Yeah, you're not watching injustice, you're watching justice get resisted in real time. We're in a country where unfortunately all get you labeled as racist and breaking all get you labeled as if you go against them. No narrative, no nothing. What's in the truth is going to stop the nation from looking at. Yeah, I would say, a chance somebody to think that